AAA games, especially shooters, have felt increasingly stagnant over the past few years. Sure, there are exceptions where studios still pour a lot of effort into their projects, but those are becoming more and more rare. The only few AAA games I enjoyed in the last few years are Elden Ring, Returnal, Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe Stalker 2. But honestly, I probably couldn't list 5 more. The industry has been riddled with scandals and issues, including half-finished games or extreme microtransactions. And let's not forget about the absurd price tags. I mean, come on, $40 for Concord only to refund it a day later? Really? Or $70 for Black Ops 6? Are you kidding me? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you played a AAA shooter with a truly memorable single-player experience? It's been a while, eh? Well, I feel the same way. However, while the AAA is focusing on loot boxes, skins, and milking out every penny of their fanbase, the indie gaming scene has been booming. Unique games with incredible ideas and mechanics coming out daily. These games are not being limited by big publishers or strict deadlines, which means they can easily experiment and come up with groundbreaking ideas. One of these remarkable projects is Road to Vostok, and that's what I would like to talk about today. But what the heck is Road to Vostok? Road to Vostok is a hardcore shooter that takes inspiration from some of my favorite games, like Stalker and Escape from Tarkov. The setting is different from these games, however, because it's set in the borderlands between Finland and Russia. The game is being developed by a solo dev named Antti. According to the FAQ on the website, he's a former army lieutenant and has more than 12 years of experience in the gaming industry. Antti's main goal is to create a single-player only survival shooter. Unlike most modern games, Road to Vostok is designed to be a one-time purchase. No DLCs or microtransactions. I think those two sentences immediately highlight a few important details about the game. First of all, it's purely single-player. No server issues, no cheaters or toxic players. I don't want to point fingers. Tarkov. No microtransactions, no overpriced skins. Just buy the game and play, like in the good old days. God, I'm such a boomer. So why is this game different from everything I've seen before? What truly sets Road to Vostok apart, for me, is transparency. Antti shares the development process in extraordinary detail. Weekly updates, devlogs, and videos showcase everything from modeling and map design to AI tweaks and even the soundtrack creation. You will even see him visit real-world locations to capture reference materials that he can recreate in the game. Looking at these footages from these abandoned buildings is so creepy, but I love it. This open development style builds trust and gives us some insight into how much work and passion goes into crafting this game. You can always see when the next demo is coming and what's the roadmap for the future, and just in general, Antti is creating a sense of community around the project. Okay, but what's in the demo? As of now, there are 5 available maps. Village, which as the name suggests is a small village, with these lovely houses, cars, camps, and a small forest on both sides. Highway, this is a transitional area and it's quite deadly. There is not much cover and you will be surrounded by bandits from basically all sides. Minefield, this map is full of mines, so you need to be careful. There are also some watchtowers which usually have snipers in them. Crossing this minefield is super stressful. You always need to be on the lookout for enemies while trying to avoid the mines at the same time. It's crazy. Shipyard. Shipyard is my favorite map so far. I love the environment, the rusty containers, the abandoned ships, the silos, and it has this typical Soviet vibe, and I'm all for that. Radar. This is the second most challenging map in my opinion. It's full of watchtowers, snipers, but it also has the best loot in the game so far. When you launch the game, you start in the attic. For now, this is the only shelter available. Shelters are the only places where you can feel safe. period. This is also the respawn point, in case you die. If you leave the shelter and die, you lose everything you're carrying. No recovery and no second chances. Yeah, it's really punishing. But the good news is, more shelters will be added in the future. The game also has traders. For now, I could only find 2 of them. The weapon trader, who sells guns, ammo, and attachments. And the doctor, who obviously sells medical supplies. What's really interesting to me is that the game has no traditional currency. Just like you would expect in a post-apocalyptic world, you trade items for other items. Makes sense. This is why looting is one of the most crucial elements of Road to Vostok. Everything has a value, and the world around you holds a lot of valuable items, and well, some rubbish as well. But hey, you can still trade those. Food and drink items are essential to stay alive, guns, ammo, and weapon attachments are essential for your survival, and there are also some cosmetic items like jackets, boots, gloves, which are not that useful, but you can always trade them. Okay, with all that said, you are probably still wondering, what is the goal in Road to Vostok? Well, right now, not much. It's basically a sandbox where you can play around with the game's mechanics, loot, trade, try out weapons, and kill enemies. Despite this, I still spent tons of hours exploring the maps, tweaking the weather settings, and just immersing myself in this cold, unforgiving world. Since the game is still in a demo state, we can tweak a lot of things from the settings, like the weather, the time, and even the Nordic lights. I mean, how cool is that? I'm not even gonna admit how many hours I spent walking around on Shipyard in the snow and just looking at the lights. Anyway, the latest patch for Demo V2 just released, and it brought even more content, new weapons, ammo types, attachments, and even areas to explore. And with each update, I realize how much care and work Antti pours into this project. God, just look at this massive changelog. I would also recommend checking out the game's soundtrack. It's up on YouTube, and honestly, it's really nice. I found myself listening to it from time to time. And just the sound section in general, the little noises, the ambience with the birds chirping and the weapon sounds, it's just all so well crafted. The game also has an insanely detailed tutorial, which I would definitely recommend doing. It will teach you the basic mechanics and also showcase what you can do in the game. It's pretty cool actually. Okay, and this is where I stop talking, because there is not much else I can say, really. I feel like to immerse yourself more in Road to Vostok, you will just have to sit down and give it a try. But if you do, let me know what you think. And of course, go and give Antti some love, he deserves it. And as always, thanks for watching, bye!